Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter the Master of Habits, today joined by
Brett.
Venomyces. Still doing your birthday, pre-birthday share.
Yes.
We didn't mention that in any other video except like the first two.
Yeah.
But we've had a few beers.
You kind of forget.
Yeah, but we had some nice beers over the evening here. It's getting a bit late. We're not finishing yet, but because we're checking out this one first. Because we need something sour to palate cleanse. Because we haven't had any like funkier sour beer today, which is quite weird. Because we usually throw in a few.
Massive beer to finish off on.
Yeah.
So we need something in contrast to that.
Yeah, at least in terms of flavor, because this is also quite big. So this is from Beardome's release of Firestone Walker beers last year. We got quite a few Firestone Walker beers to try, and this is one of the ones we picked out. This is a collab with Sante Adairius Rustic Ales, aka Sarah, and this is their Big Mood. So essentially what happened was that Sante Adairius and Firestone Walker came together, some of the people behind the different brewers, some of the blenders came together and did a fun little blended release where they blended their the famous Sante Adairius West Ashley, their apricot sour, and they blended it with some different grape wild ale from Firestone Walker. And they did like, was it a 60-40 blend?
I think it was a 20-80.
No, 60-40.
Okay, 60-40.
So 40% Sante Adairius West Ashley.
Okay, that's actually quite a bit.
So a very cool blend. They loved it. It was a super limited release. And after that, the guys at Firestone wanted to recreate the blend, but themselves. So what they did is that they got a hold of the house culture of Sante Adairius that they, I guess, grew in their lab, because, you know, Firestone Walker is quite big now.
Yeah.
And they made Big Mood in collaboration, like, I guess, almost spiritual collaboration with Sante Adairius. It's a collaboration. They got the yeast from them, their house culture, and made their own version here, which they call a flamboyant wild ale. That will shine summer sun rays, drying away morning dew from the leaves of spring. It has a very poetic description.
If you have a bottle, it's very long, so we'll spare you.
Yeah, but try and read it if you have a bottle. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
So they have all the info here on barrel aging and everything. We're not like also.
It is 8.1.
8.1% alcohol. Also all bacteria used. So much info, which is great. Yeah. So American wild ale fermented with white wine grapes and apricots, and it's aged in American oak and French oak barrels for 18 to 36 months. It took
quite a long time.
So very impressive.
Yeah.
I know Firestone was very well known for this project for a while, and you know, this was a big. I don't know if sets. How is it? It's called sets.
Yeah, big investment.
It's a big investment. It was a big gamble almost to do this, and I know a Danish brewer, Ugly Duck, one of their brewers,
he had an internship.
He had an internship to learn about making wild ales, and sour beers and whatnot.
But I would also say we had the first year. I would say MBCC. I actually think Firestone were quite underrated for their wild ales and sour beers. You know, all their beers just kept hanging on the sessions, but yeah. I think a lot of them, kind of held up to the very best.
Yeah, so, I mean,
at least wild ales.
Yeah.
So,
but it looks very nice in the glass, lightly hazy golden yellow. When we just poured it, it would look crystal clear in the bottle, but it's in the bottle almost a year. So, but it it looks like what you'd expect from like a grape and an apricot kind of wild ale.
Yeah,
golden orange, lightly yellow, white head. Let's check out the aroma. Super apricot forward. Wow. I actually didn't expect this much apricot character to be 100% honest.
Yes. I know.
It has a huge, like, super juicy, tart and sour apricot vibe, but undertones of like drying white grape or white wine.
Yes, I'm actually getting more of the grape character the more I smell it.
Yeah. It smells really nice.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of that like white wine barrel kind of thing, like really oaky white wine barrel.
It has a very rustic grain profile too, like I don't know if there's
rye and
almost like spelt or something. It's probably just wheat. I don't know. It just feels like super rustic, the grain profile, like really rustic cereal.
What did they call it? Like heirloom. Isn't that what they call it?
An heirloom.
Yeah, like heirloom, like this really rustic, like when you use oat and wheat and like lots of these rustic grains together.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think that's what they call it. Yeah. Anyway.
An heirloom type. Heirloom isn't that something you usually associate with? I need to know the proper meaning of the word too. Actually, first, because I know you call you have heirloom potatoes, you have heirloom tomatoes.
Yeah, like
something with growing thing.
HEIRLOOM. Yeah. I think that's what they at least that's the term of using all these kind of rustic grains together, but I'm not quite sure.
There is a little bit of like acetic acid to it. I mean,
there's a bit of like a vinegary. Yeah.
But it's nothing
like a balsamic kind of thing. But it's like in a pleasant way. I was afraid it would have more of it, but it doesn't have.
And it has a nice drying oak kind of character, even hints of vanilla. Actually.
It's mostly like this really nice white wine barrel character, like floral and pear and
The fun thing is like
citrus.
I think a lot of times when I've tried to show wine people stuff like this, they don't really, they think it's. I think it's just because it goes into often too sour territory,
and especially vinegar, because that's something wine people associate with an off bottle or a bottle that's been sitting for too long.
Might be why, but I think it smells very nice.
Yes.
Let's try it. Cheers. And thanks to Beard for the beer. Ooh, very well balanced. Mm-hmm. It has a very sharp sourness, like super sour.
Just up front.
Yeah, but it fades super quickly. Very well blended.
Like a medium sourness.
Really nice apricot flavor. Mm-hmm. Very nice pin bright apricot and tart like biting apricot. Mm-hmm. And then aftertaste really nice, super vinous, slightly tannic. We talked about orange wine with the it does and I've yet to try an orange wine, but we talked about that with the Tommy Chef Olash. There's undertones of something like that.
But I think in this case it's the barrel giving that.
100%. Yeah.
I don't think it's the grapes.
No, I think it's definitely the barrel, probably in combination with grape and the apricot.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It's like a really nice finish because you're like just afraid, will it go too sour? But it doesn't. It dries out now nicely, and you get the barrel complexity in the finish.
And it's super drinkable too. I don't think it's as immensely impactful and complex as some of the recent wild ales we've had. We had the, of course, the Thomas Chef, but also the Hill Farmstead and Warpix Cold.
Yeah, those were quite.
What was it called?
Also, just really to will one
thing.
To will
one thing. That's right.
Yeah.
That was also much more hyped and stuff like this.
Yeah, to will one thing is also a quite different beer from this
of course,
one,
of course. But I maybe more associated with some of the Tommy Chef type stuff. It's very much in that ballpark, but just drier. It's actually bone dry.
A bit.
I like that though.
But it actually has a decent amount of funk. It's not, it's not like lambic funk, but
it has a nice, mild, slightly hay-like farmhousey funk. I think it's like that barnyard thing. It's not woodsy or it's not celery and musty.
It doesn't go into that cheesy thing.
No, and it's like that light, bright farmhouse funk, which actually suits it quite well because it's got some quite delicate flavors, and it drinks super well for an 8% beer as well. Very high ABV, wild ale, but it drinks really well.
Yeah,
it's not as jammy and intensely fruity as West Ashley. It's more it's almost like one of these attempts at making a cross between the wine and the beer world, I think.
Yeah, but I think you definitely get the apricot or apricot character.
100% there.
It's that fresh, juicy apricot up front, and then it goes into that white wine barrel character, a bit of funk. Yeah.
Very nice, easygoing, super enjoyable beer. Super crusher, as they say themselves, is perfect summer. I'd say even spring beer. It's just really enjoyable.
It's very much more like a spring beer kind of, because it's not wow, this is summer.
No, it's and also the alcohol and everything. It's something that can warm you up a bit in the spring because it's not super hot yet. And then I don't know, there's a bit of that rustic kind of grain profile that's also maybe a bit more spring-like, where summer is a bit more just intensity of fruit. But I think it's really good. 93, I'm actually really enjoying this. This is a great kind of American wild ale to more of the subtle side, but with subtle complexity, which is really nice.
Yeah. I don't think it's that subtle, but
no, it's not crazy subtle, but compared to some of the stuff we've had as of late.
Yeah. Of course, we had Twill One Thing. That's 7%, which was much more powerful than this. But I'll agree on the 93. It's very nice and definitely something I can recommend drinking.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as I know, fairly affordable too. Most of the Firestone
it wasn't
stuff
too bad at all.
No, most of the
pricing.
Firestone stuff has been really affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, of course, Sante Adairius. They have to get a shout as well, even though that's it's been in Denmark, I think, once on sale.
Yeah, we had one bottle
a
few years ago.
But if you see it, get it. Sante Adairius, very good stuff. What they make is fantastic. And, Firestone still makes some really nice beers. So, if you had a chance to try Big Mood, let us know what you thought of it. As always, comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos as well. And, of course, cheers to Beer Over the Beer. And we're also going to say cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to ourselves.
Yes, and see you guys in the beer review.